A new era is upon us. Pulse has taken the world by storm as the leading Web3 social media. Beyond current features like casting, tipping, inscription trading, and earning, it's now elevating to the next level, on-chain.
Soil, a fully regulated, seamless link between traditional finance and the digital crypto world, offering secure returns fully backed by tangible, real-world assets.
The Credify testnet is live, so head on over to demo.credify.finance to see how you can effortlessly experiment with autonomous earning, NFT corporate bonds, Credi and X-Credi utilities, and Module X.
Test, ladies and gentlemen, beautiful people on this beautiful day. How are we doing? Hope you guys are doing all well. Let me quickly do the test and share my screen with you. Test. You guys can hear me. You guys can see me. Let me know how you guys are doing. We see Bernd. We see difficult name. Sorry to pronounce. I'm gonna just pronounce your last name, Chilal. Good to have you guys. I think it's really time to share the screen. Beautiful people again. Thank you for joining me on this beautiful day. There are a lot of beautiful charts we will watch and chart and analyze. Meanwhile, I will share my entire screen with you guys. Let me check what's maybe even better. Yeah, I think this would be excellent. Yeah. Okay, guys. Last Sunday, we had a very significant day, actually. We had few things that happened. We had a half-year close. We had the quarterly close, the monthly close, the weekly close, a lot of closes on that day. Normally, what you would see on such events is a lot of rebalancing of a lot of different players, especially the bigger players. And rebalancing is probably also something you should do on a monthly, quarterly, half-year basis. What I normally do, and when I review my portfolio, I try to compare the performance of Bitcoin, or I try to compare the alts, their performance against Bitcoin, and I want to see how far away are my alts away from their 52-week high, and the same I do for Bitcoin. In my case, I believe that having Bitcoin in your portfolio is a smart move. I might rotate out of Bitcoin, but I think it's still a little bit too early. Although I do believe a lot of altcoins against Bitcoin. They're actually, it looked like they are bottomed out or potentially bottomed out. Honestly, they look really ugly and disgusting, as in there is a 3-year downtrend on many of these alts against Bitcoin, again, not USDT. Somehow, someday, probably there will come a rotation for me to, what I often use as a proxy for this is the Ethereum Bitcoin chart. To fully not distract you guys, I disappeared from the screen, so you only see my screen. So let's quickly analyze Bitcoin on a quarterly, monthly basis. We will not, stay too long because there's not that much to talk about, of course. So this is the the quarterly close we had here. This range high, this range low, probably not that super relevant. This not relevant. This is also not relevant. In hindsight, I should have cleaned up my chart before this live stream. So we see this massive, massive candle, this quarterly candle that happened um, actually two quarters ago, right? This is like Q1, this is Q2, this now we are forming Q3. What I'm seeing here is we have not totally taken out Q1, which is good. We see a long wick. Interpretation of a wick, in my opinion, if it comes especially from an upside, is rejection of the downside. So bulls did not accept lower price. So this looks overall good. Not much, I would say, let's not overanalyze this. The monthly, I consider this as the monthly, as a like multi-year SNR level. Actually, like this. And I believe we're still trading above the monthly SNR level. However, the point of inflection is not that far away. So that's something to take into consideration. This candle here in isolation, what it normally suggests is indecision. Long wicks, bites. A lot of things happened. A lot of people capitulated here. What actually happened is since the beginning of June, it took us really 4 weeks to travel all the way down from range high to range low. This is actually what happened. So there was a rejection here, there was no rejection here. Both rejections on both sides. We're not going to analyze this, of course, because this is the second day. We still have 29 days and 10 hours before the next monthly close. But overall, what I'm seeing here is just a range. Nothing more, nothing else. It's actually indecision. That's actually the best way to describe this. The market is not always, of course, you can use some certain parameters to determine if it's a bull market or a bear market. In this case, I would say 21 EMA weekly above is a bull market, or the 200 MA below, it's a bear market. It's actually a bear market territory, but you don't always need to be bullish when we are in a bullish in a bull cycle, because more often than not, markets are ranging. And when things are ranging, it's sometimes really good to switch from bullish to a more neutral perspective, a neutral standpoint. Thinking too binary, I should be bullish, I should be bearish, I don't think that's the way to go. It's okay to be, from time to time, neutralish. Well, that's also a position, to be neutral, which often means you're edged out if you don't trade a lot. So this is the weekly chart. So let's see what we're seeing on the weekly chart from a MA perspective. Oh, MAs. Let me plot these two. Voila. So what do we see here? Probably the blue line is for now less relevant. We see here the red line, which represents what? It represents 21 EMA. We see a beautiful wick that crossed through the red line, through the 21 EMA, and quickly it jumped back into its range. So often when you see this, it often suggests a potential swing failure pattern on a high time frame. This week is, of course, not closed at all, so it doesn't make sense to overanalyze that. If we can plot here the Burbicator Pro, there's something I want to show you. And that's this. The last time the Burbicator Pro flashed a bull signal was in February 2023. In February 2023. And ever since, we saw a strong up movement with a lot of consolidation. So more often than not, let's say 80% is sideways and then a trend, sideways and then a trend. We haven't closed once below this current time frame trailer, which is this yellow line here. Because if we would have closed below this current time frame trailer, then the Burbicator Pro would have signaled a bear signal. And the last time the Burbicator Pro signaled a bear signal was back in January 2022. We haven't seen such a signal since then. If, however, we close below the Burbicator Pro, then I would love to rotate out of my positions. Then do believe that this is a double top pattern. But as of now, I don't believe this is now a double top pattern. Also, to fully have the before you can make the full conclusion, it is a double top. There needs to be a close below the leg line, and in this case, the Burbicator Pro current time frame trailer and the 21 EMA pretty much do align with this neckline. My opinion, the path for Bitcoin in the next few days. Oh, things changed, by the way, when it comes to settings on TradingView. In the next few days is probably around 6. I do see Bitcoin going back to the point of control, which sits around 67K and then traveling all the way back. So my opinion, the path of least resistance is Bitcoin will stay in this choppy sideways rectangle pattern for the next few weeks. Also, if you apply here the volume profile, and we plot it here from, which I do believe is the starting point of this rectangle. You could also use this, so it's kind of arbitrary, but it wouldn't matter that much, because if you would say, well, it started actually here because of this long week, it's pretty much the same information that the volume profile will give, because not the point of control still remains the same. It doesn't matter if you plot a few weeks later or before. This is a very crucial level. What I see here is a strong rejection from the as we can see here, strong rejection from the point of control. We lost this point of control. Ideally, what I would love to see is in the next few days to reclaim this Burbicator Pro. This is a bear signal. So as I told you on the weekly, we haven't seen a signal since 2020. But here we saw recently on the daily a bear signal. This is a bull signal. This is a bear signal. They have like less predictive power within a range. However, if it can reclaim this 64.3K level, I do believe the path of least resistance is towards 67K, and then eventually back to range high. It's still not here in the fair value area. If it happens, I believe we might see like a slow price action towards the upside. As promised, I promise you to do a few. But I need to disable this. A few altcoins. Let me check. Let's start with Ethereum on the weekly, and let's analyze the RSI in isolation, and this is very possible. We see here a trend line, and we see here like the 50 level, the RSI 50 level, and we see here a very strong bullish divergence. Often what you would see in a bear market is the position of the RSI. Since January 2023, we basically lost the 50 was trading most of the time, let's say 95%-ish, 90% below this 50 level. Here, it made an attempt to basically reclaim the 50 level. Here again, quickly, sharply declined. And now it has been moving here for quite a while. To be more precisely, what is this? For 42 days. Since this downtrend, it wasn't really able to stay here for 42 days. So this is, in my opinion, some momentum kicking in. Also, notice this strong bullish divergence on the RSI, but not only on the RSI, also on a few other oscillators. This suggests a potential reversal. This is still a downtrend. However, I rather prefer to rely on the Burbicator Pro, as this bull signal, and this is a bull signal again on the weekly, which was flashed on 27th of May, not so far away from the ETF announcement, or the ETF good news announcement. It flashed a bull signal, and we haven't really closed and took out this entire candle. The point of invalidation is quite far away. It's still 0.0477. However, I rather prefer to rely on the Burbicator Pro, so I wouldn't per se wait. Although it does give more confirmation, I don't per se need to wait for a full candle close above this trend line. Another perspective is if you apply here the 12 EMA and the 21 EMA, what do we see here? We see here a cross. Oh, sorry guys. There must be do this way quicker. So you guys can see here a cross. This is a bull cross. The 12 EMA crossed the 21 EMA, which is a good sign. If you may recall a long time ago when Bitcoin was curling up from its weekly divergence, RSI divergence, it took a while before we saw here the, as you guys can see here, exactly here, the bull cross on the RSI here, this one. This is a very good sign. This is a sign of reversal and a break of trend. And now we're seeing the exact same thing on the Ethereum against the Bitcoin chart. So we're seeing the RSI is in a more bullish or more neutralish, less bearish territory. Now we see a bull cross on the major EMAs on the weekly. On the weekly, they are major, in my opinion. And we see a bullish divergence. So all with all, and the Burbicator Pro flashed a bull signal. So all with all, I'm quite optimistic about Bitcoin, and that's why I'm very willing to rotate some of my Bitcoins into Ethereum and other altcoins. What else have I promised you? Here, IONET. I'm watching IONET for quite a while. It's a new coin, not so long time it was launched. However, we do see a lot of weakness as of now. If I can recall this correctly, a lot of people, they got in for around 36 cent IDO through the Binance Launchpad, something like that. I see a lot of weakness here. There's not a lot of price history. It's still, a major downtrend. We do see some bullish divergence forming here, but every up movement was quickly rejected here, right? It was rejected here, beautifully rejected. So it looks pretty organic. It went here, rejected here. This is bullish divergence, alleged bullish divergence here. And here, maybe we can see the same on the Burbicator Pro. Let me check. Now, let me get rid of the EMAs. I don't like very noisy charts. Yeah, it is. However, I do still see a lot of weakness on this chart. Last Friday, I was talking about this and saying if it could find strength here, some kind of reversal patterns, I might go long. No reversal patterns really happened. Also, this low was taken out here and then here again. Obviously, this is not something I would love to short at the moment. By the way, I'm not shorting at all. I've shorted 0 coins, 0 assets this year. It could be that this is going to be like a tough level, to be honest, like this gray box. And if this would be like the TP1, let's see what kind of R it would give us. 1.5, I mean, it's not bad for an intraday trade, quick in, quick out. This is a quite long wick, so it kind of, screw up with the risk reward. But still, no, I mean, 1.8, it's, I mean, for intraday trade, it's really not that bad at all. This downtrend line pretty much aligns with this horizontal SNR level. Again, everything is on the low time frame, so take it with a grain of salt, and not that too promising. You see, guys, I don't sell hope. I'm really honest, and I'm trying to be objective as possible. Pajamas is one of the coins I shared with the Discord community a while ago, since here 0.004449 cent. It was ranging here well. Unfortunately, it broke down and not out to the upside. There's not really much to say about this coin at the moment, besides the fact that the downtrend here now is less aggressive, and you can see this by this price action. So it's in a kind of consolidation. If it breaks out, I would love to see Pajamas back into this range. I'm still in this position, took a little bit of profit. In hindsight, not enough profit, but it's always in hindsight. Let me, not sure where this is coming from, but if we do apply this on everything, of course, most of the action happened here. And then since this point, we moved quickly up. So a lot of price action happened here. Yeah. If someone wanted to a position, I don't think that this is a very terrible place to add something. We all know that Solana is, or Fnac applied or filed for an Solana. Of course, this will take a lot of time, probably 12 months, 18 months, maybe even 2 years. However, I do believe that the hype of the ETF could really benefit the entire Solana ecosystem, including the meme coins, and especially high quality meme coins. I do consider this as a high quality meme coin. So if it can regain here again some strength, this level here is a pretty significant SNR level. If it can penetrate inside this level, I do see this heading up to the point of control. If it can take out and reclaim the point of control, the next major resistance level is this level here, around 3.3 cent-ish. Then we have Rio. I have long-term back. I'm pretty bullish myself, me as an individual trader on Rio. It's still here in this wedge structure. It's still respecting the lows here. But honestly, I don't like that it's tapping here for quite few weeks into this specific range, this zone here. If we zoom out, I really believe that this chart really looks organic. Really nice range, breakout here, we see something similar. Probably this could morph into another range rectangle, and then revisiting its range high here. I'm not too worried about Rio. I still believe that the real world asset narrative is one of the strongest narratives out there, along with AI and along with DeepIn, maybe also a little bit DeFi. Here again, from the Biblicator Pro perspective, we want a candle close above this current time frame trade of $2, which pretty much aligns with this high time frame resistance level. I do agree it's a really broad, thick level, but I mean, I'm not trying to aim for perfection. Once it can reclaim this $2 zone, I do see a further breakout towards the range high here at 2.7, and if it can break out from there, I do believe that $6.4 is not out of the question at all. Seems maybe a little bit unrealistic, but once things are rolling, they will keep. Then we have Token. Token is another real-world asset coin. I'm invested since the day of launch. Zero regrets, and the community also has zero regrets. I mean, those who bought Token at that time are all in profit. But let's check, what do we see here on this chart? What do we see? I believe that this chart is quite organic as well. Let me do this. This was a really nice zone, a snarl level, broke out, throwback, breakout. Then we're retesting this. Now we're actually trading below this green SNR level. Ideally, what I would love to see is also soon a reclaim of the Biblicator Pro current time frame trailer around 10 cents. And again, this is typically not a coin that I would love. If I could short this, I wouldn't short this. I gave up shorting this year. And then we have Floki. For Floki, it might be worthwhile to go a little bit more to the weekly chart. I do believe that this bearish divergence played out. Again, it's connecting actually the wicks, and this is just for visual purposes. The Biblicator Pro calculates the divergences based on closing prices. On the daily, what do we see on the daily? Here, this was like a really nice uptrend. Then we quickly went down, but the low here and here, and sorry, in here, I still see higher lows. Although like these lows are not higher lows, but I do consider this as the starting point of this upside movement. Hence the reason why I consider this still having a higher low structure. Let me quickly check the 12-hour. Here we do see some divergence, and this is the current time frame trailer. Often when a price is approaching this level, it will get some pushback. It doesn't matter if the current time frame trailer is bearish or bullish, both sides. What else do we have? What else? We're about to wrap up. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, I think many of you are aware. Many of you, unfortunately, are not aware. We have a very popular newsletter. It comes once in the week. It's for free. It contains different strategies, airdrop tips, suggestions, alpha, trading psychology, fundamental analysis, 5-star articles, and so forth and so on. This is a free newsletter. It comes once in a week. As I said, sometimes I do contribute to the newsletter. Some of my colleagues are contributing to this newsletter. I would say if you're not subscribed, sign up, because really reading a newsletter will save you a lot of time. I'd rather prefer to spend 6 minutes on, or 7 minutes, or maybe even 10 minutes for that matter, reading a newsletter than checking X or Twitter or however for the so-called alpha. And then on our Discord community, we do share a lot of calls. We share trading psychology, insights. We share fundamental analysis. We share a lot of calls. These are the calls we have played quite recently. We played Rose, touched our TP1, and then we got stopped out in profit. We played Bonk, Popcat, which did a fantastic 2x in how many days actually? No, that's wait. Here in less than 2 weeks, not bad at all. Of course, whenever we give a call, we always give a a technical explanation why we're entering such a trade and what our point of validation is, and we active our calls by giving in real lifetime updates to the community. This was Rose. We played Popcat. These calls you guys see here, this comes from the Nest call bot, meaning it's a mechanical trading system. Ondo we played SDEX. We just did TP1 yesterday or the day before. We're not that far away from TP2. Again, we share always a technical explanation, and this technical explanation is also a kind of education for our community members, so they know how to execute this kind of system themselves, with our help and with our guidance. To circle back to the charts, yes, we maybe see a little bit of weakness on the Bitcoin chart. However, don't mistake one candle for a trend. We need to have a lot of candles before we can actually see a trend. What helped me a lot is to have a real defined point of invalidation. I think I traded Bitcoin 4 times. All of them turned into winners. I longed all of them. So actually, I went against the trend. So I traded basically the bounces. When you trade the bounces, make sure you must know, you definitely need to know when you're wrong. And this is a key characteristic of a trader, of an experienced trader. Know when you're wrong, know when you're edged out, and know when you should sit on your hands and doing nothing. And this is an edge. Yeah, here locally, what we see here is a strong Biblicator Pro current time frame trader heading down, 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 down. It marked here the resistance level, as you can see. And now we approach this level again. We might see a candle close here below, or a wick, and then it crosses back. If that's the case, then probably it will take out these highs in the next, let's say, 8 4-hour sessions. Let me quickly check if there are any questions from you guys. Okay, we're gonna quickly check Doge, and then we're gonna wrap it up and call this a day. I got Biblicator Pro, flash the bulls, and then here a bear signal. This bear signal is still intact. Buying now is still a little bit against the trend. What do we see here? What kind of obvious levels do we see here? Let me get rid of the Biblicator Pro now. It's probably still on support, but as you guys can see, since the 18th of June, there's not a lot of movement here, right? Not much is happening, so it's consistently, it's tapping here into this support zone, right, with a long wick here. I think this was like the sell-off from last week. Yeah, I mean, if I had the decision, if someone would put a gun, I would say, Jimmy, long or short, well, I'll shoot you. I would say, okay, let's go long. And this was because of the sell-off of Bitcoin, right? If Bitcoin doesn't sell off and it would take out, and still Deutsche, something will happen on the Deutsche chart, and the price would take out this low, that would surprise me. But still, if I was forced to create a setup, I'm gonna trade this, of course, because I do see way better opportunities. Why beta one here? Okay, because I would do the TP here one because of this level here. But again, I wouldn't trade this. I wouldn't trade it. I do see better signals. But what I do like here is the point of invalidation is very clear, right? You can immediately see it like close below this green zone. And look, this inefficiency we have here. Also, if you would apply this, right? I mean, that wouldn't be nice at all. That would be problems for Deutsche holders. So yeah, hope this helped a little bit on in a little more low time frames. Nah, I mean, really, if I would have this on my watch list and I see this, I see this on the daily, I might set my alerts, but not doing this because I do see better opportunities. And if I see this on the like locally, I mean, there's no range. Nothing's happening here. It's not that, but the range, like it's the trade here, the trend here is non-existing since 18th of June. Of course, it's a downtrend here. So it's a downtrend followed by this non-existing kind of price. The interpretation could be also the downtrend is less aggressive. So that's one interpretation. But I would skip this. I wouldn't add this to my weekly watch list personally. Nothing against Dogecoin. I love meme coins. Okay, guys, thank you very much for joining me. Give this video a like, share this with your friends. I'm doing this for you, not asking you, any financial compensation. If you liked it, also let me know in the comments. I read all of them, every single one of them, and I also reply to each comment. If you watch this on YouTube, on Twitter, give this a retweet. And until the next time, see you around, legends, and stay safe, and don't play with high leverage without proper position sizing and risk management. Bye bye.